Made mistakes I had to learn from. Built some bridges, had to burn some. Warning to those who sleep and go wake up and smell the coffee. Next time it's gonna be a stern one. Whoa.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hawks Talk with myself, Jared Shamil. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. For the majority of this season, the Atlanta Hawks have been in love with that 10 seed. They just can't get away from it. Barring any late season collapse, it seems like that's where the Hawks will finish in a couple weeks at the season's end. Before I get into that, I want to tell you about our sponsors today, Prize Picks. It is by far the best daily sports betting app on the market. And for first-time depositors, if you use the code ASU, Prize Picks will give you 100% deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $20, they'll give you a free $20. Or if you deposit $100, they'll give you a free $100 to play with. It's free money. It doesn't get better than that. Back to the video. For the third straight season, it looks like the Atlanta Hawks will be another play-in team. I don't remember a time where they weren't the 10 seed this year. Now, they can possibly pass Chicago for that 9 seed by this time the season ends. But it's looking like it'll be the Bulls versus the Hawks in that 9-10 matchup. It just depends on where. It's either going to be in Chicago or in Atlanta. And in a win or go home game between Chicago and Atlanta, the Hawks are going to win. The Hawks will win at least the first round of the play-in this year. The battle for the 7-8 seed, or really the battles to get out of the 7-8 seed, will get pretty spicy in these final weeks of the season. The 3 seed and the 8 seed are only separated by 4 games as of right now. So the positionings can really flip-flop from now and then at the end of these final 2-3 weeks. No matter who it is, though, the battle that the Hawks will have to face, assuming they get past Chicago in the first round of the play-in, will be very tough. Because out of those teams, you have Cleveland, you have New York, you have Orlando, who's been playing great, you have Indiana, who can just get hot all of a sudden. You have the 76ers, who have Joel Embiid coming back in about 2 weeks. So, with a healthy Embiid, Philly, they're one of the top contenders in the East. And for the Hawks to have to potentially play them in the play-in game, it's going to be very tough. Next to impossible, honestly. And then let's say the Atlanta Hawks do somehow win the play-in tournament. What's the reward? They get the 8 seed, where they get to play a 7-game series with the Boston Celtics, who have been consistently the best team in the NBA this year. Yeah, the Hawks gave them a good fight last year in the first round. This is a totally different Boston team. Take that Celtics team from last year and add Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. They're the best defensive team in basketball. And then, of course, you still have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The Hawks may win 1 game in a series against them this year. Now, I hate to sound pessimistic, but honestly, that's just how it is. Now, am I saying it's impossible for the Hawks to beat Boston? No. As I've said in a previous video, as long as this team has Trae Young, there's always a little chance. Now, am I going to get my hopes up? No. So it's looking like this season will probably end similar to how the past 3 seasons have ended. And will the front office make any changes? Probably not. They should have made they should have made a change after last year, if they really think this whole Trae DeJounte thing is going to work. So hopefully at the end of this season, something finally clicks in their head and they actually do something to get the Hawks out of the land of mediocrity.